I had just graduated and was thinking, what is a teenager supposed to do with her life now? It had become morning, and I could tell by the birds singing. I decided to sleep some more minutes. There was nothing exciting waiting for me outside of my room anyways. All of my friends had gone on their summer vacation. But we can never have vacations. Mom and Dad are always working. I have no one to hang out with. The boy that I liked, he had started dating someone. What a shame. I had created scenarios in my mind, and I believed that we would make a perfect couple. Maybe after he breaks up with her? Who knows? Relationships barely last these days. I know I am being selfish, but this is my only hope. My eyes are wide awake. How can I sleep when I have such thoughts running through my mind? Plus, I could hear that someone was texting on my phone. I looked for my phone for some good minutes and finally found it. My room was so dark from my curtains. I can't sleep when it becomes very sunny. I took my phone and I saw that it had become noon. Mom would kill me if she found out. Luckily she is at work. What day is today? It can't be Sunday. The chat group where all of my friends are had texted and had been awake since the first hours of the mornings. They had sent hundreds of pictures of them either enjoying themselves at the beach or eating and trying new food. They were getting that perfect tan. I was jealous. What am I supposed to do during summer? Plus, I was home alone. Yes, I don't even have a sibling. Mom and Dad weren't able to have another child. Sometimes it makes me think if I am adopted, but then again, there is a video of my mom literally giving birth to me. It is beautiful but terrifying at the same time. What a way of starting my morning. I can't think straight without my cup of coffee. So, I decided to get up. I was still in my pajamas and could barely walk. My body was aching. I had stayed all night watching my 100 TV shows. I was walking while checking my phone and I almost stepped on my kitty. Sometimes I forget that we have a kitty. She is going to turn 5 years soon. She must have been hungry. I woke up so late. So I fed her and gave her some love. Then, it was time to feed me. I opened the fridge, and there was nothing there. Nothing that I liked. But luckily, there was an avocado, and I could still make my toast with it. I had also made my morning coffee. I opened the living room window to get some fresh air. The kitty jumped immediately. She loves to stay outside. I live in Italy countryside, and the views are crazy here. Our neighborhood is very aesthetic. But the only problem is that there isn't so much to do here. All I can do is get out and stay on my porch. That's what I did that day, too, not knowing that my life would change forever. As I was scrolling through my phone, I came across a competition or something like that. An agency travel had posted saying that 2 lucky persons have the chance to win a free trip to Bora Bora. In case you don't know, Bora Bora is an island, and many people go there to spend their vacations. But not just any people, rich people. The deadline for applying to this competition was the day that I was reading it. They must have already chosen the 2 lucky people, I thought. But I got nothing to lose, so I applied anyway and moved on with my boring life. It was a sunny day, so I thought I'd put on my bikini and tan in our yard. Our yard can't be seen by any of our neighbors. Hours must have had gone by, and I must have fallen asleep. I woke from the sound of my mother waking me up, calling my name, Enora, you have been sunburned. I woke up, and I couldn't even touch parts of my body. Perfect. Just what I needed. We began to eat dinner, and my parents were complaining about how I was doing nothing with life. They said that I should start applying for a job and not just hang out at home all day. They don't understand that I want a job, but I haven't found the right one. I couldn't have dinner anymore, so I decided to go to my safe space, my room. There, nowhere judges me. The kitty followed me, so at least I wasn't alone. She was staring at me like she could sense that deep inside, I was sad. And what is the best thing to do when you're feeling sad? Clean. At least that's what I do. I clean my room, so I could somehow clean my thoughts too. I cleaned and folded my clothes, then through the window, I noticed that it had become dark. Another day had gone, just like that. I jumped into my bed. I had already had my pajamas on. I took my laptop and watched whatever I had paused the other night. I waited till I couldn't hear a noise and then went to the living room and took some snacks with me. This is a perfect night for me. This is what I enjoy the most. I had fallen asleep without noticing. Someone was texting me non-stop. It was 7 a.m. or something like this. What could have happened? Were mom and dad calling me so I could wake up early and have my life on the right track? I tried to ignore it, but it was not letting me sleep. So, I took the phone in my hands with my eyes closed, figuring out what was happening. A lot of people had texted me. My heart skipped a beat, thinking that something terrible had happened. But, it turned out to be something completely different. The beginning of something beautiful. There were a few emails from that travel agency, and they had told me that I was one of the people that had won the trip to Bora Bora. I couldn't believe my eyes. As I was reading the long email, a number called me. It was the agency telling me the details. They said I should be ready tonight after midnight because that's when the plane will take off. What will mom and dad think about this? They would let me go, right? But, mom and dad would be home after some hours, and I didn't want to tell them the news over the phone. So, I was just walking around the house, thinking of what I should do. When did I ever get this lucky? I couldn't sleep anymore, even though it was 8 a.m. I wanted to think positively and started getting ready for the trip. It took me a while to get my suitcase ready. It was a 3-day trip. I didn't want to miss anything that I would need. Then, I went outside our door, to the porch, barefoot, waiting for mom and dad. Mom and dad work together, so they always come home simultaneously. Finally, I saw my parents' car pulled over in the neighborhood. They were home finally. I walked towards the door, not caring that I was barefoot. I was exciting, talking like a kid, telling them that I had won a free trip to Bora Bora. But, I didn't get the response that I was hoping for. Like every parent, even mom and dad had a million questions. Who was I gonna go with? How do we know that this was not a lie? How can you win a free trip this easily? Mom and dad said they would not let me go unless they talked to agency travel. How embarrassing. They were acting like I was a kid. But, if that's what it takes, then all right. They talked for hours with the agency, and mom and dad trusted them. So, just like that, my whole summer began to change for the better. Now I had a flight to catch. Mom and dad drove me there and made me promise that I'd be texting them every day. And just like that, I got into the plane, wondering who the other person that had also won the trip was. After some hours, I arrived where I was supposed to be. The agency said that a man would have a letter with my name and take care of the person who had won the trip and me. I got off the plane, and I immediately noticed my name on the letter. The man seemed nice and congratulated me for winning the trip. The man said that we couldn't go without the other person who had won the trip. So, we waited for some minutes. Now, the man was holding the name of a boy, Lucas. It was a very hot day, and all I wanted to do was get into a very cold pool and relax. Then, a tall, French boy of the same age as me approached us. We shared eye contact. He was the other person who had won the trip. The man from the agency called us, Shamrock, saying that we were lucky for winning this and that we would have the time of our lives. We got into a car ride for about 20 minutes, till we arrived at our rooms. The boy, Lucas, seemed to be very friendly and was smiling. He had a camera with him and said he had a YouTube channel where he posted all of his adventures. He seemed like an exciting guy. Then, we arrived to paradise. The beach was so clean, and the views were crazy. There weren't many people, just what I liked. The man followed us to our rooms and gave us just one key. We were confused. Then, the man explained that the people who won the trip were supposed to sleep in the same room. The agency never mentioned this before, and we didn't know what to do. How could I share a room with a stranger in a different country? But the boy, Lucas, made me feel safe and said that we had to grab this opportunity no matter what. He insisted that he would be the one to sleep in the bathroom. And that's how we settled it. But, besides this one problem, everything else was just alright. The room was beautiful and clean, and we got to eat in our bed. Lucas was a hilarious guy, and I could tell that we would have a great time together. He would take me pictures and tell me how to pose for my Instagram. He would always compliment me every time that he would see me. He would compliment my outfits and makeup. There were times when it was awkward. We would be in complete silence. But a girl and a boy can be friends, right? We didn't hang out together as much on the first day, but the other days differed. We used to dress up together and eat dinner, then we would always drink inside of our hotel room. We had fallen asleep together in bed, and we didn't know until we woke up. When we saw each other, we busted into laughter. But sleeping on the same bed didn't seem very odd anymore. We decided to go scuba diving one day since everyone does this when visiting Bora Bora. Life under the sea was beautiful and scary at the same time. We got the chance to see a lot of sea creatures. But then, we realized that it had begun to rain. We had to get out of the water. We went by a big tree and stayed there until the rain stopped. He gave me one of the shirts that he had in his handbag, and then, suddenly, Lucas came close to me and kissed me. I don't know why I didn't push him. I let him kiss me. That's when I realized that I might like Lucas. Lucas said he had wanted to kiss me since the first time he saw me. We went to our hotel room without saying a word. Why did we have to kiss when we both knew we had to fly back home the next day? Lucas lived in France, and I in Italy. There was no way how this could work. We both fell asleep thinking about this. But, unfortunately, the day for us to come back home arrived. But we have made a promise to each other. We promised that we would text and write letters to each other every day. And that's what we did. It had been months since the last time I saw Lucas, but we have always been in touch during those months. I am writing on the plane because I am on my way to France to see Lucas and meet his family. I have never been to France before, and I am very exciting. It's true when they say that love is found in the most unexpected place and times. The man that worked on the agency that called us Shamrock was right. We had become the luckiest people in the world.